Hey, this is Elder Michele McLean from the Agape Works Ministry. Thank you so much for those of you who continue to support us. We're going to stay in the 1 Corinthians chapter 13 Message Bible. We're still in verse 4. We're actually at the very end of verse 4, and that reads, "Love doesn't strut, it doesn't have a swelled head." Love doesn't strut, it doesn't have a swelled head. If you look up that word strut, it says to walk with a vain, pompous bearing, to walk with the head erect and chest thrown out as if expecting to impress observers. You might today call it some sort of swagger. And I think we all should have some sort of swagger of our own, as long as that swagger isn't showing off and arrogant, as long as it's not taking the light off of Jesus Christ. Let your swagger lift him up. When your strut is all about yourself and the unholy trinity, me, myself, and I, you're bound for destruction. Love also doesn't have a swelled up head. It's not prideful. Love doesn't have an exaggeratedly high opinion of one's own dignity, importance, merit, or superiority. Love does not brag. It's not conceited or know-it-all. It's not overbearing or stuck up. Prideful people find it difficult to say things like, "I'm sorry," or to forgive, but they do expect you to forgive them though, because they tend to be self-centered. Prideful people are also judgmental. They can see all of your wrongs, but they minimize and justify their own. And listen, I'm going to be a little transparent here. I'm very, very comfortable talking about this subject because I dwelt in the land of arrogance, and I dwelt in the land of pride for most of my life. And from time to time, if you get me on the wrong day, I still lean over those fences until I rebuke my own self. Things I've wanted to do in ministry lately, I've denied my own self because of pride and because of my own arrogance. See, arrogance and pride, if you stick around me long enough, I'll tell you my story. They cost me everything. And now I thank God, because I'd rather lose everything right now than lose my soul for all of eternity. So I'm so thankful for your support. And I tell you guys that almost every day, that I'm thankful for your support in this Agape Works ministry. But my key focus is not to disappoint God. So I can't strut around or get prideful. If you want to succeed, neither can you. You can't strut around with your chest out, not apologizing when you know you should, not receiving godly counsel, not remaining teachable or reachable to people you know God has sent to help you, because none of that is unconditional love. Arrogance and pride will ultimately, they'll cost you every single thing. They'll cost you material things, but they'll cost you spiritual things. They'll cost you things like peace and sleep at night. And they'll cost you things either now or much later and forever. And it's up to you. Today, instead of arrogance and pride, put on humility and forgiveness. My friend, watch what God does when you submit to unconditional love. Hey, your way isn't working anyway, so try the higher way, the agape way, God's way. And this is Elder Michele McLean from the Agape Works Ministry. And this remains a judgment-free zone where God's love, it never fails.